Program Files, and find the folder saying Fox. Then hit Alien Source Predator 2, go into there, and you'll see, and to make sure that the patch is installed, you should see on the top AVP2 Vanilla Server and an AVP2 P5.res. It should say res file as well. It might not look like this because I have a program that opens up res files, so it might not have this icon. It should just look like a file like this. And that's where the that's how to get to the Aliens vs Predator 2 folder. Now, to find auto update, just look for the one with application that says auto update and has a Predator head. You can just double click this and it'll look for any updates on the internet. This is for users 1.2 to 1.2.2. I mean 1.1. You're going to need to install the patch, so the easiest way to do that, to install the 1.2.2 would be launching auto update and installing the patch that way. It should be just the same thing, and it's a lot easier than going to listvac and downloading the 1.2.2 patch from there. Okay, now that I've covered all that, I'm going to show you how to install, and run the patch. We've already installed it, how to run it using the CD. Let me just take the CD out. Pop it in the disk drive. And if the disk doesn't launch up after a little while of being in the drive, just go to My Computer, and it should show up as a blue alien, and it should be AVP2. I'll show you right here. Might actually automatically start. Just give it a second. It should show up as Disk 1 and have the alien queen head on it. Nope, not popping up. So double click that if it doesn't pop up for Disk 1, and it should pop right up for us. And I'll show you how to use the command line to install this mod patch. You want to go to Options, and I'll just show you real quick how to type in a res command, and it should look something like this. This is what it normally looks like, and what you want to do is always specify these command line parameters. Check this box off, and in the command line, this is what it's called, command line. Right underneath it, this is the actual command line itself. Type in res. Oh, yep. AVP2 P5.res, and make sure .res is in capital letters. Alright, now that that's logged in, another option which I like is disable logos, because I just don't like having to wait through the logos for it to start up. It starts up faster that way. Hit OK, and then hit play. I'll explain why you had to type in the command line right now, after I'm done showing you how the patch works. Wait for it to load up. It might get a little choppy because the software I'm using isn't that good at recording this type of graphics, even though it's like a 9-year-old game. multiplayer internet, and it should bypass the you being asked for the CD key. Okay, now that I've showed you how to start it from the disk, I'm going to show you how to install, how to run the mod through the AVP2 mod manager, which doesn't even include the disk. You don't even need the disk to run AVP2, that's how cool it is, and it saves the disk life and everything, so I really recommend it. If you want to know how to install the AVP2 mod manager, go look at my video that teaches you how to install the AVP2 mod manager. It'll really help you out, and I enjoy doing it because I don't need to worry about my disk getting scratched as much. You can see that my disk is now out of my disk drive. See it? I've already installed it, so like I said before, just look it up if you really want to use the mod manager, which I recommend. Go to all programs, and it should show up as AVP2 mod manager. Oh, you know what? There's a step before this. You need to go to your Aliens vs. Predator 2 folder and create a custom folder, CUSTOM, because this will be where you're going to keep all your mods and stuff for AVP2. And what you need to copy in your custom folder is the res file, which I showed you, AVP2 P5. You see, what I was telling, this is exactly what I did with the disk. What I did when I typed in the AVP2 P5 line in the disk command line was I told AVP2 to launch that res file, which contained the mod that we needed to play to use the AVP2 master server. And what this is going to do, copying the AVP2 P5 res file, just copy it, don't cut it, don't cut and paste, just copy it into the custom folder, is when we start up AVP2 mod manager, it will detect in the custom folder all these mods and the master server mod, and you'll be able to check it off and start up AVP2 without the disk, with the with the Savior mod enabled. It's called Savior mod, and I call it the server patch server mod. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're waiting for that to upload. Go to File. Well, you won't have to do this, but I will. If you've installed AVP2 in the C drive, then you should not have to do this. But I have to do this because I've installed it in a different drive. I have to look for my lifttech.x, which is in my Aliens vs. Predator 2 folder, and and once you've selected that, it should show all the files that are in your custom folder. Now, these look familiar right here? These are all the res files that were in your custom folder as well, which is why we had to copy AVP2 P5.res into the custom folder. That way the AVP2 mod manager would recognize it, and we could start it up. So check that off, and only that. You can also use AVP2 skins as well if you really want, but only use the AVP2 AVP2 P5.res. You only have to check that off.